If you're looking for that classic Bend neighborhood where you can walk for coffee in the morning, go grab some food for lunch in your neighborhood, go to a farmer's market and still be close to skiing and trails, you are going to want to really look at the Northwest Crossing neighborhood in Northwest Bend. So Northwest Crossing is one of the first neighborhoods that I consider whenever I have clients who tell me that they want to have that classic Bend lifestyle where they can walk wherever they want, they can easily bike to downtown, they're close to trails, and they are just within this neighborhood that has a really great community feel. My name is Haley Overton. I am a local real estate and relocation expert here in Central Oregon, and I want to tell you about some of my favorite neighborhoods, and today we're talking about Northwest Crossing. Now, Northwest Crossing is a master planned community in Northwest Bend. They started building the neighborhood in about 2001 with the first phase, which is on the east side of Northwest Crossing, and the east side of Northwest Crossing is where you will find sort of that cute downtown feeling street. That's where all the restaurants are. This is where you can find Sparrow Bakery, one of our favorites. This is also where they hold the farmers market on Saturdays in the summer. So the Northwest Crossing Farmers Market is one of those places where you go and you just see so many friends that you didn't expect to see there. You'll run into so many people that you know. There are food cart vendors, there are local farmers that have fruits and vegetables and flowers for sale. It's just a really cool spot to go in the summer. I recommend if you do go in the summer that you go early. They're open from 10 until 2, and we try to get there right as they open because it can get pretty hot in the summer. And so we like to grab some fruits and some local produce and then head over down to Compass Park and let our kids play on the playground and have a little picnic and spend some time with friends and family. Unlike many subdivisions, Northwest Crossing was built with a true neighborhood feel where there is a true core to the neighborhood and then they expand it out. When you look at Northwest Crossing on a map, it's actually in sort of a circle shape. So they definitely intentionally planned it to have a very strong community feel and vibe. And when we're talking about the west side of Northwest Crossing, this is when homes were built in 2016. Those concluded right around 2020. They have more of a farmhouse feel. Some of them feel a little bit lighter and brighter than the east side. The lots also tend to be on the smaller side. I would say as a whole, the lots in Northwest Crossing do tend to be a little bit on the smaller side, but I like to think of that as being lower maintenance. And when we have people moving here and they want to get out and explore Bend, they want to go hiking, they want to go biking, I think the lower maintenance lot is key because now you don't have to worry about gardening and watering as much. You don't have to think about weeding or anything else. You can just sort of set it and forget it with your watering schedule and you can get out and enjoy Bend, but you still have that own private green space, which I think is really important to some people if they want to have a little barbecue or if they have kids or pets. So I think that it offers the best of both worlds. So when you buy a Northwest Crossing, what you are really buying is a lifestyle. You're buying Sparrow Bakery, you're buying Mountain Burger or the Washington and the Grove. You are really buying into that lifestyle of having quick access to Shoveling Park, to Phil's Trail for mountain biking. You have quick access to Mount Bachelor. You just have to head down 14th Street and you can be to Mount Bachelor really easily. You can easily bike into downtown or any of the restaurants or shops on Galveston and Newport. When you're looking at homes in Northwest Crossing, I've always noticed that the homes there do tend to hold their value really well. And part of that is because of the lifestyle that it provides. It's walkable to schools. You have an elementary, middle school, and high school right there within the neighborhood. So whenever we have people who are looking for that amenity for their kids or their family, that can be a really big point. And there's a strong sense of community within Northwest Crossing. You will always see neighbors talking to each other, people walking dogs, riding bikes, kids playing. It's just one of those neighborhoods that just genuinely feels like one of those communities that you genuinely belong in. And I think that that is such an important key aspect of Northwest Crossing living. And also within Northwest Crossing, you have front porches that people actually spend time on. You have tree-lined streets. You have just this quiet feel. And all of those things together, the walkability, the access to trails, the access to restaurants, all of those things really keep the prices here pretty steady and it makes us one of the most in-demand neighborhoods in Bend, and one of the most neighborhoods that our clients will gravitate towards. We have a lot of people who reach out to us, and Northwest Crossing is almost always top of their list. So talking about the amenities a little bit, the first one that I want to talk about is Discovery Park. So Discovery Park is on the west side of Northwest Crossing, and this park sort of has it all. There is a dog park, there's a huge green space. You often see people playing soccer or people playing with their dogs or just having a little picnic. People will host neighborhood gatherings here. Connects to walking and biking paths as well. So you can take from Discovery Park, you can take the path, and that will connect you to different trail systems and walking paths. And it will also connect you to Discovery West, which is another new neighborhood in Bend. And we'll talk about that in another video. You also have Compass Park. So I mentioned Compass Park before when it came to the farmers market. Compass Park is on the east side, and it's actually in the shape of a circle. And in the middle of Compass Park is a big playground for kids. There's a couple of slides, there are some spinny games, there's just some climbing features. There are a lot of different fun activities for kids to do. And then also around the outside of Compass Park are some natural trails. So we often will see people walking along those with their dogs, people riding bikes, and it just feels like a fun, natural area within this neighborhood. And then there's also a large green space and a picnic shelter. So lots of options for recreation in both Discovery Park and Compass Park. I think they offer really different experiences, but it's a really cool feature to have within that community to have two really fantastic parks. So if you're thinking about buying a home in Northwest Crossing and you're wondering, what do I need to pay to get into this awesome neighborhood? That can vary quite a bit. So there are a couple of different options. They're starting on the lower end. There are some homes that run along Mount Washington, which is a busier road. These homes tend to be quite a bit smaller, 1,000 square feet, maybe even a little bit smaller than that. Those homes can be a really great entry level. I have seen those go for $600,000, $700,000, $800,000, and that's a really great entry level price point to get into Northwest Crossing. You will be on a busier road, you won't have much of a yard, but it's a really great way to get into the neighborhood. Now, I would say your average home in Northwest Crossing is going to start around $1 million and go up to $2 million or above. So $1 million will get you about 1,500 square feet, a smaller yard, a really sort of entry-level home. But again, it's a great way to get into this neighborhood, to build community. And you don't need a big house anyways. You're gonna be out enjoying Bend and exploring, and this can really be a great home base for you. If you're looking at a more luxury home in Northwest Crossing, a larger home, maybe there is a studio or an ADU or a larger garage, a little bit of a larger lot, those can be $2 million or up. We've seen homes go 2.6, 2.7 million in Northwest Crossing, and those are really going to be the higher end finishes, larger lot, maybe have a studio or an ADU, and that's just the top end. So again, you can get into Northwest Crossing for $1 million, maybe slightly under if you're okay being in a smaller home or on a smaller lot on a busier street. But I would say expect to spend close to $1 million to get into this neighborhood. Northwest Crossing is really a great neighborhood for all lifestyles and people. So we have sold homes in there to active professionals, empty nesters, young families, second homes. So if you are looking for one of the most walkable neighborhoods in Bend, if you are considering something that is really in the heart of a community and that will offer a really great sense of inclusivity and belonging with parks, restaurants, a summer farmers market, access to trails, a community garden, a dog park, you name it, Northwest Crossing has it. I really think this is a neighborhood that you should check out and one that you should consider. If you are thinking about Northwest Crossing or relocating to Bend and you have more questions, I'm always happy to answer those for you and to be a resource and a guide as you make Bend your home.